This is FL, and we are starting off our official new Skyrim series with a look at character creation mods. So, we are in the process of making a new character, which you'll see later on in the series for forgotten, redone fire mages. But we're going to look at a lot of the different mods that can be used during the character creation process. Now, as we wait for the screen to change, you will also notice that there are different tips that show up from vanilla Skyrim. Some of those are Frostfall. Now, we're seeing a combination here of the race menu. This is a Nord prisoner. It makes a lot of options. Now, realistically, this is going to turn into a female Dragonian eventually, but let's look and see what we can do. Now we have presets which by themselves are diverse. We can adjust the weight scale, complexion, dirt, change the color of the dirt. Honestly, I didn't see much of a change. Scars. Okay, I see the scar. Facial here. We can change the shape of the eyes. Now, I also have the Eyes of Beauty. Which adds, let's see, 1 second, 100, about 112, 118 different eyes. Now this actually gives you all the options on one screen, which can kind of be overwhelming. So here we have the races. This is the predator. So you can see what it looks like. And you can, there actually exist in the game also, actually, the tune for Giskimore in the Companion's Quest, there's a big predator base there, so you get ready for a big fight there. Also, you're going to run into their nemesis, the aliens, which also run around in the game using the higher level zones. You can get their items and you can craft their gear if you have high level blacksmithing. This is the only non-standard class that I typically play, the Spellfire Manipulator from the Forgotten Realms trilogy featuring Chandro. It is playable in this system in Skyrim. Does incredibly well against dragon and mages, but you know it is still susceptible to melee attacks and some of the more powerful non-magic using creatures. Now this is a standard Argonian. Oh, wait, let me just show you. Going back to Predator real quick, there are three different versions of Predator. This is one that I kind of want to do because it is not over like a nice alternative. They would they have some powers against the undead. Okay, back to the Argonian, and I'm gonna click here. Boom, we have a female Argonian. Let's look at some of the presets. Sorry, morning coffee is essential. We're gonna adjust the skin tone. I really want to level one of these, mainly because you're the Dragonborn, so it'd be kind of cool if you look kind of dragonish. And when she premieres again, or when she returns again for the next mod series, you'll see I'll show you how I got the wings, or we might build the wings together. Oh, now we're gonna leave this weight at 0.6. There's a pumping iron mod that as you work out, you know, swing your swords, wear heavy armor, and rest, your character will actually begin to bulk up. So let's say, for example, weaken it. One, you don't really see the changes. In the character menu, but they become very obvious in game. So I'm just gonna tweak these slightly. And change your nose type. Like I showed earlier, you still have the eye options. Can't see that. Now we're going to switch back to Argonian, but since I also want to show you the Apachi hair, and we're going to scroll through this. just so you can see some of the options. Now, as before, you can control the color. Now, this is a combination of Apache Sky Hair, the hair pack, and the race menu is also supported by Caliente's Beautiful Bodies Edition CBBE. Okay. Now this is from, these are now from the hair pack. You'll see this one again. You'll see that one. You won't see that one again on any of my characters, but you know, it works for some people. This is kind of cool. Kind of Final Fantasy-ish. That is kind of cool as well. Okay. But we're going to go back to our Argonian. Hopefully it will remember. It did not remember the changes. Dang. Ooh, that actually works for me. Okay, we're just going to make this slight adjustment. Now, I would love to find armor made for Argonians that protect their tail. You know, it makes no sense to be wearing heavy or light armor and your tail's out there swinging in the wind. Just saying, because archers can be fairly accurate, so. Now, we don't have many hair options as an Argonian, even with the... Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Okay. Now, we could change the facial expressions. I'm really not going to do that for her. Well, all right. Maybe a little what? I like this, and I might, you know, use the tilt command, bring this back up in game, and do like a multed, you know, like to match the wings. But since I'm not sure what type of wing she's going to get, all right, and Lizzie. Okay, now this is where you're going to see the character creation overhaul. This allows me to manage multiple followers. This shows me what specs. See, one thing I don't like about Argonian is their health is low. It means I have to be really careful at the beginning. But pay attention when you see this here, because usually what I do with my characters, I kind of double stack this. But we're going to keep the race as a female Argonian. I have permanent birth signs. I think I'm going to select, no, not the lady. Ochnock. I used this on one of my werewolves. Got her up to level 28 before I really switched out all of my mods. But he's a farm mage. Yeah, I can build to still make her an effective mage even with that. Now, we can choose what class we want to be. Each of these have different strengths and weaknesses. I use custom a lot, but for here, let's look at the mages. Alright, see, this is the Nightblade. It gives you overview of the class, what it specializes in. Which kind of works. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And then it allows me also to decide what type of gear I want. So, and you know, you don't have to choose the one that matches what your class was, but sometimes it's beneficial. Once again, it gives you like an overview of what the class is. Now, the last character creation mod that I have installed is Random Alternate Start. Now, one thing that I kind of dislike about this, sometimes it kind of ports you from place to place, but depending on where I show up, you know, I might go inside, do the dungeon before making my way to Helgen. Other areas, if I recognize that the zone is kind of tough for a level 1 character, I use fast travel and get out of dodge, as we like to say. It's still processing. And where are we now? Well, this is a mine, so this could be helpful. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the last mod Oh, I mean, which I still don't know what that is. Now, last one I have is level 1 perks. Because it makes sense. We're going to see more of this in a future mod description, but this is a combination of skills uncapped, which allows me to go beyond 100. Ooh, finding special treasure. It might be worthwhile to start taking points in streets. Sorry, I got distracted. Now, let's see. I want to get somebody with Cloak of Shadows. That seems cool. Take that. Now, this is one thing that's of import. Let's look at Bonebreaker, which I'm about to take. And even though maces have 10% chance to stagger, that is why I like these mods. This is part of Ace here because it makes it easier to kind of switch up weapons. Right. So I'm going to save here and stop recording. And this was intro to character origins, character creation. This is FL signing out. Have a great day and take care. This is FL, and we are starting off our official new Skyrim series with a look at character creation mods. So we are in the process of making a new character, which you will see later on in the series for Forgotten Redone Fire Mages. But we're going to look at a lot of the different mods that can be used during the character creation process.